Back at it on a Friday afternoon again. Programming that we're off the air all next week for the holidays. I hope you have a Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great time with your family and friends, and certainly be safe out there with everything going on with the COVID-19 virus becoming more and more rampant. Just be cautious in your approach. I want to make sure everybody stays safe. 803-450-0086, 803-450-0086. So, the Dandy Dozen, part two, Clemson's second set of 12 during Dabo Swinney's tenure, coming ironically the first group, and then now this group after Clemson's amazing run that they've been on, only to have this season kind of come up short. And you have coaching staff changes, and that leads to 3 guys from IMG Academy all decommitting. And crazily, high school teammates who are going to be teammates at Clemson all go different schools. You go to Alabama, Georgia, and Michigan, but Clemson still gets their guy, and that guy being Cade Klubnik at the top, the quarterback out of Westlake High School. And, I think that one of the things that has people really excited about Klubnik is Dabo Swinney's comparisons to Deshaun Watson from a physicality standpoint, a frame standpoint, even saying that he thinks that Cade Klubnik is actually faster than Deshaun Watson. And I had somebody ask, they said, how can we watch those state championship games out of Texas? I'm going to be honest with you. I could not find them streaming online. I didn't spend a ton of time because it looks like they're being broadcast by Bally Sports Southwest, which is, what Fox Sports used to be. And that game is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock, Westlake versus Denton Guyer for the 6A Division II state championships. So I just don't know if there's a way to get them. I think you can add them on. Maybe you'll be lucky and they'll be broadcast somewhere online and you could catch it. But I didn't see anything right out of the gates. All that being said, what I've seen from Klubnik that I really like is the fact that, one, you could tell he's got tremendous poise. And at this point, and I know it's high school football and versus college, and you just don't know, right? But, at this point, I think there's a huge difference, and I think we've seen that with DJ Uiagalelei in being poised and being and I think the right word for DJ might be a little laissez-faire. And I think DJ lacks poise. I'm going to be honest with you. This is the first time I've really said this, but in thinking about Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson and watching Cade Klubnik at high school, and even if you watch DJ at high school, you might think that he was poised, but I think that the difference being is that DJ's just got this cool demeanor about him. And I don't think that necessarily being cool or laid back necessarily correlates to poise. And so that's the thing I think DJ really has to work on, is the fact that, you might not get, quote, amped up or caught up in the moment or whatever, but that doesn't mean you have poise. You might not get, butterflies and things of that nature, but it doesn't mean that you're poised when you have to make plays. And so, watching Cade Klubnik play, I like the poise that he's got. I like the way that he's in control of himself. And I think that much like Trevor Lawrence and Deshaun Watson, that's probably the number one thing about him that makes you feel good, having him come in to Clemson and be a part of this program. Like, you talk about arm talent and making the right throws and his ability to pull the ball down and make plays out of the pocket. Like, that's all there. There's no questioning that fact. But again, that's at the high school level. What I think translates to being a great player at the next level is that ability to be calm, cool, and collected and make plays. And DJ Uiagalelei has some of that, but I don't think he's got all of that at this point in his career. And I don't know, and I've said in the past, I think maybe part of the situation that we saw and the issues that we saw for these players came from NIL and the impact that it had just mentally on guys to know that there was money on the line in this scenario. And certainly there is always when you were trying to get, quote, drafted. But even still, I think that, from the standpoint of Clemson football moving forward, next year I expect DJ to be the starter. Like, I don't think that Cade Klubnik comes in and beats DJ out for the job. I think that DJ will, however, play his final season at Clemson next year. Whether he really wants to or not, I think next year's his final year at Clemson. And whether it's a good enough season to go to the pros or not, with the transfer portal being what it is, if Cade develops during his first year on campus, DJ might opt to go somewhere else. Who knows? But I think next year's DJ's last year at Clemson, no matter what. It's hard for me to imagine 2 more years of DJ. And either to the NFL or maybe the transfer portal. But I think that this is going to be a key year in terms of DJ's development and his ability to absorb everything that's going on in a ball game while live bullets are flying and make the right throws. And I think that's why he sailed football. I mean, there's a lot of things I think DJ did poorly because I think he lacks poise. And I think that's the operable term of what you've been trying to figure out what's wrong with DJ Uiagalelei or why things aren't working out for him. Arm talent, sure. Poise, I think that's the thing. If he becomes more poised over the next, few months as we get into the season, man, he might have a great year. He might be the best quarterback in college football if he can settle in to himself. I don't think he did that this past year, but I do see that aspect in Cade Klubnik, at least at the high school level. And if it translates to college, then I think he's going to have a good career. With a quick break, we'll come back with more here on a Friday afternoon. Stay with us.
Hey guys, it's the season for giving as the holidays are here.